explaining interfaces. I'm going to be nattering on a bit before I do code examples because there's a few things you need to know about interfaces. They're pretty cool. Okay, here we go. See if I can. This is from memory. I should have wrote them down. Right, anyway. So, an interface is essentially a collection of abstract methods, and a class implements an interface. Thus, it can inherit the abstract method from the interface. As we all know, abstract classes cannot be instantiated. Abstract the abstract methods in the interface are abstract by default, so you do not need to explicitly declare the method as the abstract method. You could just say public void draw, and then whatever class implements the interface must also have the method draw. So an interface, as you've probably guessed, is not a class. They're similar but have different concepts. So a class, obviously, as you know, describes attributes and behaviors of an object. However, an interface contains behaviors a class can implement. So the great idea about having an interface is that if you're on a massive project or you're on a project with your friends and you've created a class and that class is dependent on certain methods to run, well, if you had no interface in place, they could simply delete the method and the code wouldn't show an error, so they wouldn't realize possibly what they've done. But if you have an interface that explicitly tells the class that implements it that it has to implement that method. If it got rid of that method, then it would show an error. So it's a good way of letting people know that, hey, that's meant to be there, you bloody leave it there. So an interface is different to a class in a couple of ways. So as I said earlier, it cannot be instantiated. It does not contain an instructor. All methods in the interface are abstract. What else? Yeah, that's a good one to know. All fields in an interface must either be static or final. An interface is not extended by a class. It is implemented. An interface can extend multiple interfaces. A class can also implement many interfaces. An interface can extend another interface, and an interface is explicitly abstract. And again, I repeat it, you don't need to use the abstract keyword. An interface can be thought of essentially, I suppose, a contract. So once a class implements it, it agrees to perform specific behaviors that a class can implement. So obviously, if a class does not want to perform all of the methods that the interface has said it has to include, all the class needs to do is say, hey, I don't want to include some of these, I'm going to become abstract. So once the class is made abstract, it doesn't necessarily have to implement all the methods defined in the interface. Bit of a babble-on, but I thought it's better for me to explain it in this way and then code examples because maybe things will become a bit fresher. So to begin with, let's just do a interface. Let's actually do a class first. So in our class, in our class we'll say fish type. So nope, doing fishes again. What? And then we'll just make our public static void main string. I should really write this out before, save time. Anyway, there we go. And we're going to explain or add our fish types. So first of all, I'm going to show you single inheritance, and then I'm going to show you multiple inheritance. Here we go. So we'll have a I, which is just telling me that this is an interface. Let's say goldfish. Well, so the first one is goldfish. So obviously all goldfish can swim, and all goldfish obviously need to eat to survive. So essentially, this is a signature, I suppose. I found a way to see. Did I just say? Oh my god! What am I doing? What am I doing? It's like 2 in the morning. I'm babbling. Okay, right, let's get back to business. So here's my interface. These are essentially signatures that tell this class when it implements the interface it has to include. So we say implements the I goldfish. Now we will have an error, and then it's going to say, hey, you add these implemented methods. You could click this and it'll do them for you. Let's write them out. So we have a public void. God, let me not say swim and swim again. And we have a public void swim. There we go. And all of a sudden our error is gone because it signed the contract and it's agreed to implement these methods the interface has defined. If you remember, these are abstract by default, so they cannot be instantiated. So all we'll simply do now is just say how about we boring? The fish eats, because I need to speed this video up. The fish eats. There we go. And then we'll just do a system dot out dot print line, and then we shall chuck you in here. What am I doing? We shall chuck you in here. There we go. So the fish eats, and we'll just copy it because it's quicker. And the fish swims. So now we'll just instantiate this class to get access to the methods we've defined. Nice simply, so we say fish types and we say ft is equal to new fish types. There we go, and then all we need to do is ft.swim. This you guys know what to do. ft.eat, and then let's just run this. There we go. Boom, the fish swims and the fish eats. However, what if we add another fish in, but the fish doesn't only eat, it can kill its prey? So, what am I going to add in? Let's add in a piranha interface. So say interface, I piranha. There's two ways you can do this. The first way, I'm going to, let's say, show you how a class can implement multiple interfaces, and then how an interface can extend multiple interfaces. So let's just do a public void, let's say kills. Oh god. There we go. So the piranha is capable of killing, obviously the goldfish isn't. So then all we do to implement another interface is I piranha. Simple as that. And then we'll have another error because public void, did I say kills or killer? Kills. I need to obviously add this and then say, right, you keep into the contract. Well done. So, and now we'll just simply go the fish. Oh, print out the fish kills. Oh, it's not nice, is it? Then all I need to do is ft.kills, and then simple as that. Boom. The fish kills. And now I'm going to show you how. So we'll say, what should we say? Piranha, yeah, obviously. So the piranha obviously can eat and swim. So we will extend the I goldfish so we can get access to its properties. And all we need to do here, instead of saying I goldfish, we could say I piranha. Click play and it'd be exactly the same. However, if I got rid of kills, we'd have another error again because it's saying, hey, this implements the piranha interface. The piranha interface extends the goldfish interface, so you need to add kills. Or if I go with the swim, obviously we're getting error as well. There we go. So that's interfaces. Really simple, nothing complicated. Essentially, all the interface does is says to the class that implements it, hey, here's a contract. You've just signed it. You have to implement these methods, abstract methods I've defined in my interface. Or if it doesn't want to, the class could say, hey, I'm abstract, leave me alone. If I could write abstract, and then if I got rid of each, we'd have no errors. But obviously, because it's abstract, we can't instantiate the class. But who cares? You guys aren't interested in that. So, I'll recap again. We created an interface. An interface is not a class. because classes, as you all know, can only extend a single class. There's no such thing as multiple class inheritance. However, there is such thing as class inheritance chaining, um, which I might actually explain in the inheritance tutorial. So to recap, this subclass has signed a contract and agreed to implement the methods from the piranha and from the goldfish. And then it's implemented those methods, printed them out, and everybody's happy. Simple.